Don't know how it seems, but I ain't tryna take your freedom. I just wanna know where your heart's at. Cause it's been so long since you text back. Got me wondering what happened. I seen them pictures of you laughing. I don't wanna run out of time to tell you how I feel about you. No, I don't wanna overthink, but I don't wanna miss a thing. Not expecting anything, I'm just asking you to try to believe I'm the one for you. Try to see from the other side. Baby, give me a night or two. Cause you know if I could, I would try to put nobody before you. Give you all of me till I die. Baby, give me a night or two. Cause you know if I could, I would try. You let me love you. But only when you want to. It's good that we're both staying busy. I just wanna know if you miss me. Take a second and imagine. See it all before it happens. If you feel the vibe, make it times two. You don't have to ask, you know I do. You know I do. No, I don't wanna overthink, but I don't wanna miss a thing. Not expecting anything, I'm just asking you to try to believe I'm the one for you. Try to see from the other side. Baby, give me a night or two. Cause you know if I could, I would try to put nobody before you. Give you all of me till I die. Baby, give me a night or two. Cause you know if I could, I would try. Cause you know if I could, I would try. Try to believe I'm the one for you. Try to see from the other side. Baby, give me a night or two. I'm just asking you to try to believe I'm the one for you. Try to see from the other side. Baby, give me a night or two. Cause you know if I could, I would try to put nobody before you. Give you all of me till I die. Baby, give me a night or two. Cause you know if I could, I would try. Cause you know if I could, I would try.
You're listening to the RMPodcast, the official podcast of Red Moon Productions. Here are your hosts, Brandon Davidson, Keith Cheatham, and Sean Sebastian. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome to another fine episode of the Red Moon Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Brandon Davidson, alongside our normal new host,
Sean Sebastian.
And
Keith Cheatham.
here we are, fellas, back for another fun-filled week on the Red Moon Podcast. In fact, it's so fun-filled that I'm going to throw something out there that Keith knows about that Sean doesn't.
Oh, no.
He's going to be in for a very...
I don't know what this is,
That's-
Sean. I'm
that's
sorry.
Oh,
happened.
you know.
It's happened
I'll
plenty
probably
of
know
times
when you
before,
say it, but I
so-
don't know what you're about to say.
What do you mean? It's happened several times
There's
before.
a lot of stuff Keith's known that I haven't known.
Oh, gosh. I'm not going down that road. But let's just say that this one is...
That sounds very, very bad.
I don't know. I keep a lot of things from you, Sean,
I
about
know,
Keith
I
and
know.
Ma's love life.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
There's a lot that people don't know about
Well, let's go.
that we just share on here from time to time. This one has nothing to do with our love life, though. This has to do with Sour
yeah.
Patch cereal.
I forgot about that.
Sour Patch
Cereal.
cereal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I forgot about
backstory
this.
real quick. Our good buddy Nathan just turned 30 this past
Big
weekend.
3-0.
Big 3-0.
Yeah, he's
And
an old man now.
I was actually out celebrating my nephew's birthday, who turned 1.
I thought you were going to say
Andrew.
he turned 32. I was like, wow.
That would be crazy.
That's amazing.
Nope,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
not there yet.
I'm
but
sorry, Nathan, but a 1-year-old's birthday is more important than a 30-year-old's.
See, and thank
That's
you.
a bigger. That's
and
a
it's
bigger,
a family.
bigger deal.
But here's the thing: they understood. I'll be frank. I mean, Morgan planned a great, beautiful surprise.
Party.
I'm guessing it was a wonderful surprise party. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But
It was okay.
I was planning on being.
It was nice. I'm sorry, Morgan. It was very, very nice. I was just being a butt.
I was planning on being there, but unfortunately, I was at my family's. However, I did leave in time to go and snatch Nathan away from his home.
Mm-hmm.
Keith was with me.
We kidnapped him.
And we kidnapped him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we went to the store for a late night raid to get some snacks. And this was one of these cereals we came across.
Yeah.
And we were just like, we were so interested, we just had to try it.
Had to.
We were like, of all the different cereal ideas they've come up with these days, I mean, there's ridiculous. Basically, I don't know, was it Hostess? Any kind of Hostess Little Debbie you could think of is now a cereal.
Oh yeah.
Well, everything
so-
Post
remember-
makes.
And everything
Like,
Post
At Neil's
makes, yeah.
bachelor party, we
Oreos,
had chicken and waffles
waffles, yeah.
cereal.
Yeah. And I thought the chicken and
good.
waffle was good.
It was
Yeah.
good.
It was really
We ate it dry though, so I can't imagine what it'd be like with milk.
Yeah.
That's
Can
true.
can I have some of that?
That's
That's
what
what we brought
why
them
we
for.
brought it.
Okay.
So here it is. I'm gonna hand it over to you,
Okay.
Sean.
We ate this
Ceremonially.
with milk, by the way. So
So let's check.
There's a
them.
lot of cereals that I just like to eat just out of the
well,
bag.
we
I've
wanted
tried
you
it
to
dry
try
and with milk.
What do you think? What are you thinking right now about as far
gotta-
as? Oh, it's got a little clip on it. To keep,
Nathan
I was
and
trying to
Morgan
keep
did
it
that.
fresh.
Trying to keep it fresh.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I want to get your reaction of what you think Sour Patch
So
Kids.
should I just
cereal-
go a handful, or should I go?
Yeah, do a handful.
There's a little Mad
That's
Libs
it.
on the back that we did too, but
We ain't got to read that.
You
I
ain't
mean,
gotta
we
read
can,
that.
but yeah, eat that.
it takes time. Eat that.
What are you thinking?
Can you hear it?
A little bit. Yay, nay. What's your thoughts?
I'll tell you my thoughts, but I want to hear yours first.
It's kind of a. When I eat Sour Patch Kids, I eat them one at a time,
yeah.
Yeah,
so I can taste each individual.
yeah. Those all
just
have
like
the
a
same
big-
flavor.
I don't
feel
think
like.
so.
You think they're different
No,
flavors?
I feel like there's some difference there.
You know what
I feel like it's
thought?
like a big mixed mishmash or mishmash or whatever.
I thought that tasted
stuff.
like sour Fruit Loops.
Yes,
It does.
Like fruity,
Yeah.
sour fruity pebbles. Are you? But here's the thing: would you eat that for breakfast?
Not for breakfast, but I would definitely eat this like up late playing Destiny with my pals.
Oh,
I don't know.
gosh,
I would
no, I'm
definitely
telling
eat
you.
I like it dry. Like I'll eat it
I
dry.
didn't even like it dry.
I put it in milk, and
I
it
don't
was
think I would like it
disgusting.
in milk.
It was disgusting.
It
in
was
milk.
yeah, it was gross in milk.
Yeah.
And you know,
No,
here's one
it's
thing I
interesting.
normally do with milk too is after I finish the cereal,
drink the
I
milk.
drink the milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder
just
if that
don't
would
be wasteful.
no, that
No.
would be nasty.
No.
I couldn't do that with that cereal.
No,
It wasn't-
that's definitely something I've never imagined would exist.
Yeah.
It says sour than sweet, and I'm just not getting
No.
the sweet part at all.
That was the thing for me.
It doesn't
was-
leave a bad aftertaste like Fruity Pebbles. That leaves like crap in your mouth.
Oh well,
Like
but you're
it's-
talking about like
you
the
get
texture.
like the film
The
on the
texture,
roof of your
yeah.
mouth. This is not. It's not terrible, but like I said, I would eat them just to snack on dry.
I have
like
a
that.
feeling they won't exist in a year.
I'm
Probably
the
not.
same way.
Probably not. They don't taste like Sour Patch Kids.
No.
They don't taste like that, and not only that, but who would eat that for
But I'm
breakfast?
gonna have another handful. Real quick.
He's gonna eat that.
Apparently
I'm gonna
Sean
have
will
more.
eat that.
I do like them.
Oh. I kind of.
I like the chicken and waffles better. The chicken and waffles to me were way
They,
better.
they smell like Fruity Pebbles.
Well, wait, Keith. Now we've had those for about a week now. Maybe you take some extra.
Have they gotten better with age?
I
Is that
don't
what
know.
you're saying?
Maybe it's like a fine wine. You just need some Sour Patch Kids. They age after a while.
I feel like you do got to get a good. You got to get all of them. I mean,
feel
you got to
like-
get a good handful.
I don't know.
I just don't.
I kind of feel like Sean. Like I wouldn't eat them with milk; they're disgusting. But if I was just sitting in my basement, like playing video games,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like every
Is that not the saddest thing
every time
ever?
you die and
It's
you're
sad.
waiting to respawn, you reach over and grab a handful. But if I mean, not
They
just
are
sit there
like
and
they're
just
sour Fruit Loops.
yeah.
Ugh, no, I wouldn't eat those for a snack.
don't
I would
know.
just be that kid. If
Me
I'm
and-
if I'm gonna
Sorry.
choose.
I'll eat some too.
You want to try some more? See if they got better with age.
I'll try. Yeah, I'll try some more.
I think
I'll
now
do
that I know what to expect, they weren't as bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
They're good. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. It's starting to grow on me now that I've had it.
no, they're not.
I had to get the coffee out of my mouth
I
first.
don't know. When I had the bowl of milk and cereal,
No.
I threw it away because it was gross. But
Yeah.
dry, I can do.
Yeah.
I don't know. And like to me,
I don't
I'm
know.
like, but as soon as I hit the sour hits my mouth from the
Well,
first
you don't like
bite.
sour things anyway.
I know,
just,
but
like,
it's not even
spit some
sour. It's
out of
like
my
it's
mouth.
like tangy, and I'm like, I don't even like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I like taste it, and I'm like, no, just give me Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that alone, I'm gonna get Fruit Loops tonight.
All right.
I'll do that.
I have
eating
Fruit Loops
Destiny.
at home.
Or playing Destiny, I'll eat that. You
Fruit
know,
Loops.
Yeah, we have some viewers that say that must be amazing. Neil says, "Oh my goodness,
no,
that
Neil.
has to be amazing."
I'm telling you,
Get
no.
you some, Neil. Get you some.
They
Chicken and
might-
waffles.
They might have that in Boston. We should try to find it.
No Oreo O's. is
What
where
Neil
it's at.
needs Cheez-It cereal.
Oh,
If they make Cheez-It cereal,
They don't have Cheez-It cereal,
Oh
but
my
Pizza Hut
gosh.
does have Cheez-It stuffed pizza now.
Cheez-It. Oh, what?
Yes, it's called Cheez-It stuffed pizza.
That sounds fantastic.
That does
It's
sound good.
actually what it looks
That's like,
like.
the
Okay,
combos that
listen.
have the cheese.
It's what it is
Yeah.
it looks like a giant Cheez-It and
Mhm.
like the pizza, like the cheese, like Pizza Hut's cheese and pepperoni's inside, and like it's like a giant ravioli or calzone type thing, but it's made out of Cheez-It, and then the cheese and the pepperoni's inside.
Oh
no,
my
and you
God.
dunk- and you dunk
yeah,
it-
absolutely.
And then you dunk it in marinara. And I haven't had it yet,
Oh
but
my
I heard
gosh.
that the crust like actually tastes like a Cheez-It.
This
So
is like
it
the
tastes-
this
yeah.
is Doritos
sold.
Locos Tacos for
Yeah.
pizza.
Yes,
That's what it is.
But
with
I heard
Cheez-Its.
it
So you
does
want
taste
the-
like
you
a
want
Cheez-It. So
the fresh clip.
Oh, do I want
the
no.
freshness clip?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll
I'll
put
throw it to you.
Oh,
Good catch.
hey, I got
Good catch.
yeah,
All right,
nice,
yeah.
nice.
So,
All right,
hold
so
on.
do we have like
I
movie
don't-
reviews
Yeah,
or anything this week, or are we just eating cereal
Cheez-It
all
stuffed
week?
pizza and Sour Patch cereal. That's what we're
Well, you
promoting.
know, I just we can have our viewers and our listeners.
It's a
You
good
know,
icebreaker.
you can write in or even text us right now and let us know what you think
Yeah.
about these wonderful cereal choices that our kids have.
Brad
today.
says he'll stick with Boo Berry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
Yeah,
nothing
you
wrong with
can't go wrong
Blueberry.
with you can't go wrong there.
All right.
But no, I am definitely on board with my Oreo O's, my waffle crisp.
Yeah.
I'll hang with those.
See, I'm old fashioned. I like Cheerios.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is what I have
Honey
in my
Nut
Frosted
Cheerios,
Flakes.
Honey Nut Cheerios, or Apple Jacks.
Yes, this is
are
what I
my
have in my
go-to.
cabinet. I have Honey Nut Cheerios, Raisin Bran, and Fruit Loops.
And Raisin Bran.
So,
I'm
I
an
don't
old
know.
man. When
Yeah.
it comes to
Yeah,
that,
I
I'll
like
eat some Raisin Bran. It's
I-
good
I'm
stuff.
old too.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'll eat that. Yeah. So, but absolutely, yeah, we do have movies this week. I promise.
I hope so.
So
Yeah.
Keith, why don't you set us up since you went and saw
I
our
went,
movie
I
for
went and
this week.
saw Doctor Sleep. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. And I mean, I love that novel anyways. It's the sequel to The Shining. And the movie actually plants itself as a sequel to Stanley Kubrick's adaptation of The Shining. And here's the review.
Oh gosh, you got me off guard
Oh
there.
my
Oh,
goodness.
man, he wasn't even ready.
I'm
Look,
ready.
look.
I'm sorry, I'm ready now. Okay.
He said, set us up.
Here's our review. My bad.
We don't end. That simple fact can change so much in a person. Fear of death and what comes after is an unavoidable part of being human. When a person reaches the end, knowing we don't end can make all the difference. Dan Torrance has been haunted all his life by demons, both spiritual and of his own making. But when he stops running from them and begins work at a hospice in Fraser, New Hampshire, his ability to set people at ease before they take their final sleep earns him the nickname Dr. Sleep. Written and directed by Mike Flanagan, Dr. Sleep is based on the novel of the same name by Stephen King. It is also the sequel to one of King's most notable works, The Shining. The film stands firmly as a sequel to Stanley Kubrick's The Shining while staying true to the novel, something Kubrick's adaptation of The Shining fared poorly at in the eyes of many fans of the book and Stephen King himself. Starring Ewan McGregor as Dan Torrance, the now grown-up boy from The Shining, Dan has fallen into substance abuse much like his father Jack before him. Dan, in a final bid to beat his demons, takes up a new life in Fraser, joining AA and helping the elderly to move on in the hospice he now does janitorial duties for. Dan eventually comes across a little girl named Abra, played by Kylie Curran, who possesses psychic abilities, referred to by Dan as The Shining, that are even stronger than his own. Hunting Abra is a group of spiritual vampires called the True Knot, led by Rosie the Hat, played by Rebecca Ferguson. The True Knot feed off The Shining and prefer to get it from children when it's at its purest. Dan soon finds himself facing the very that like I was on the fence between 3 and 3.5, and part of that might just be me kind of coming to terms with how this movie ends compared to how the novel is.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I mean, it's amazing. The visuals, like I said in my review, like the way it's color graded and it has a kind of soft lighting and focus is very similar to The Shining itself. So it looks visually like the original Shining.
Oh, that's awesome. Because that's one of the things, like, I really enjoy. I've seen The Shining a long time ago, but rewatching it, and especially with the 4K HDR, and being able to see and I can kind of understand what you're saying, like just the color palette choice,
yes,
for the grading and the cinematography and everything is so eerie, and I noticed like there's a lot of symmetry to a lot of the shots and stuff down the hallways and in this big
well, and another
in the
thing
big
that
hotel,
you had
so it's
mentioned
really
to
cool.
me, Keith, too, and I don't know if you just mentioned this or not, but the fact that everything was recreated.
Oh yeah,
from The Shining, like there was nothing
They
used from the movie itself.
They don't use any clips from the original movie. Everything in this movie, from the overlook and shots of like the past, are recreated. This isn't necessarily a spoiler. The novel picks up when Danny's still a little boy, then jumps forward to him as an adult, and this movie does the same. And the actors, I've told Brandon we're spoiled by Disney with Marvel and Star Wars and the CGI. This doesn't have that. It went old school. They hired new actors to play the roles of Shelley Duvall and Jack Nicholson and the little boy, but it's done well. It's not perfect, but it was good enough that I was like, I don't have a problem with this. I mean, it is a little weird nowadays to think, you could have just maybe like use actors and then CGI'd their faces, but at the same time, we're already talking about how that can be disrespectful. So it's like, I respected their choice and it worked. Like the woman that plays Shelley Duvall's character nailed the mannerisms and that Danny, that voice, that like kind of Shelley Duvall's voice that just grates on my nerves.
Yes, I can't.
This woman did a good job of nailing that.
Yes,
this woman was actually a lot nicer looking than Shelley Duvall. I will say that.
I hate to say that about a person, but man. That was,
she looks very homely.
I told Brandon
that's all you can say.
There is a
about
scene
her.
where
homely,
and I don't want to spoil anything.
I'm sure you're not allowed to say that anymore.
Is that too offensive?
That's not PC at all.
Sorry, PC babies.
But what really nailed this movie for me in the fear aspect, because Dr. Sleep is very different from The Shining, as The Shining focuses all on events in the Overlook, and Dr. Sleep doesn't. It's mostly out in the world, and the Overlook doesn't come into play until the end. But it's still terrifying with the True Knot, these characters that are after people that can shine, because they basically steal like that psychic power and essence and feed off of to like be immortal. And there's a scene where they hunt children specifically because that's when it's at its strongest and purest. And there's this scene where they're basically hunting this little boy, and they lure him in or whatever and kidnap him, and they go to basically kind of torture him, because the more fear and pain they can make him feel, the stronger like his shine is, and it feeds them more. And I told you, it's very tastefully done, because I mean, anytime you're dealing with a little kid, it's kind of sick and grotesque to think that. So you don't really see anything on film except for just the kid acting, but the kid's Jacob Tremblay. Like as soon as I saw him, I was like,
you knew who it was.
I was just like, how is he playing some 2-bit part? Like you wouldn't think they would pick someone who's well known, that's won an Oscar, to be like a 5-minute scene. But I'm glad they picked him, because that scene, like, it turned my stomach. Like, it was hard to watch. And it was so powerful and terrifying. And it was all just because of his facial and his acting. And I was just like, I was just like, man, that is the scariest thing I've seen in a long time. Just from them feeding off of him. Yeah, because,
like, it in Chapter 2, when he's going after children and the manipulation and just the sheer, like, malice that he is, you know, that he has. And it doesn't show, but you know what's happening in the scene.
It's weird
and
how it's almost like
it turns your stomach. So I can understand what
King
you're talking about.
himself has this like, it's like he knows that children are the way to get to your. They're pure, exactly.
Well, yeah,
and
they're untouchable in most movies.
Right.
In most stories, the kid is usually not who ends up dying.
Exactly,
and it's very I can.
Well, and then Dan Torrance, of course, being Danny the little boy from The Shining, has to deal with, the horrors from his past, and he's trying to protect this little girl, Abra, and she was a really good actress too. Kylie Curran, I was really impressed by her. all of them. I mean, Ewan McGregor gave a great performance. Rebecca Ferguson as like the leader of this villainous group was terrific because she's supposed to be this really beautiful character that is evil, and I mean it just works. She pulls it. Well, and Rebecca Ferguson's beautiful anyway, but she pulls it off. Like, I mean, she is terrifying. You're watching this woman who is so beautiful, but is also terrifying at the same time, and I love that. I mean, they nailed that from the novel. But I was mentioning It Chapter 2. I was going to say I like this movie more than It Chapter 2.
Okay.
So I mean, I think it was a better adaptation.
I've seen a lot of people. I mean, well, Stephen King himself praising it for just correcting all the wrongs of The Shining. Yeah. But I've seen so many people actually hailing this as
the way it
fantastic.
Ends. Yes.
Doctor. Dr. Sleep is such a fantastic representation of the book. From
it is.
King.
It's a fantastic representation of the book that also kind of finally gives The Shining the end it was always supposed to have. And I have mixed feelings about that just because I feel like if The Shining had the end it was supposed to have in the first place, this movie could have had its ending, and they kind of merged the two endings to kind of cap off the whole thing, and it works for the movies. I will say it's a perfect way to tie both movies together and end it. I just have kind of a bittersweet feeling about it because it's not that it's done well, it's just that it could have been something else and still been that much more great. But yeah, my only other issue was one, the ending that was fine, but just felt a little off to me. Two, like I said, they use actors to replace the role of the actors in the original, and that was fine, but I felt like I had some mixed emotions about the guy playing Jack Torrance because he does a great job. It's supposed to be a more nuanced performance, and you can't really get, I think, that from Jack Nicholson, but at the same time, he doesn't feel like Jack Nicholson, so I'm like, it's supposed to be following Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, so this guy doesn't really feel like Jack Nicholson to me, but at the same time, this guy's better because, like, you know, Jack Nicholson, he's always Jack Nicholson. Yeah. It's like you couldn't get that type of from him, so I was just like, you know, I had to kind of give that a pass too. But other than that, I mean, everything else I thought was terrific, really was. So definitely worth checking out.
Okay, so I really do want to see it.
I told you, I was really on the fence between 3 and 3.5.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Just even the content of the movie, the fact that it's a kind of semi-horror flick coming out in November, late in the year, you don't see too many of those. I mean, you see him launched around. The best thing about King
is he can do horror, but it also is enveloped in so much drama and actual emotional parts. And this movie has a lot of that. Like, it's really good. I mean...
Well, that's the other thing. Do you need to understand the content that came before it, or even the content?
Not really,
is it
actually.
A self-contained
You
story?
Could watch this movie having never seen The Shining and still appreciate it because they give you enough of the background details with Danny and his life.
Stands on its own.
Yeah. He's visited by
even with all of the particulars regarding like the knot and The Shining and all of these different.
Well, they explain it all in this movie, so it works perfectly. Like you literally could watch this because he's meeting this girl for the first time, and she doesn't understand what The Shining is, so he has to explain to her the same way Dick Halloran in the first one explained to him what it was. So really, it all kind of comes full circle because he's kind of passing the torch to her the same way Dick Halloran passed the torch to him as a little boy. So it's really well done, and I mean the novel already was really good.
Okay, so 3 out of 4 stars for Dr. Sleep, even edging on possibly 3.5. But, you know,
it might just be some of my own personal
love
with the book.
Of King and just Dr. Sleep in general.
Yeah,
so. I gotcha. Okay, but definitely worth checking out if you're a fan or not. It's definitely a movie to go see in theaters, even with so much these holidays that are already out in theaters. Yeah, so much to see already. But Dr. Sleep's definitely.
We're working hard to get those reviews to you too, because next week we're going to have Jojo Rabbit.
Yes,
a lot.
Hopefully, after that we'll have
Ford versus Ferrari. Yep. So those are coming up. I know. I think Neil has even pointed out in the past that if people knew ahead of time what we were reviewing in the future, like they could
go see.
So here we are telling you Jojo Rabbit and Ford v Ferrari.
Coming up.
Yep.
But also, what's coming up? Cheez-It Pizza is coming to the studio, guys. It's on
we had
its
some
way.
technical difficulties. I hope people even heard that.
Like, no, they probably didn't, but that's fine. It'll be like a surprise, and that's why I'm throwing it back out there. Gotcha. So we got it ordered, though, Keith?
Yeah.
It is
ordered.
It's on its way. Did you tip the guy?
I did.
Am I going to have to tip him?
I did. No, I tipped it. I did the he gives you the option of 15, 20, whatever.
No, you did
I did the 20% because that's only like $2, and I'm like, that ain't much.
You know, you're helping
the guy's driving out here for a $6 pizza.
Yeah, that's right. But we're going to have it on air live here to try, hopefully before the hour's up.
Hopefully we can hear the doorbell ring.
We can hear it ring, and people will get to see. Neil will get to see us enjoy our cheesy pizza.
Might need to take a headphone off. so we can hear it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean,
we
should see the lights. They should pop up right around.
Yeah. Let's just have them. Sean, open up those blinds.
Oh, you want me to do that?
No, that's fine. We'll wait.
Really?
Because hopefully he'll see us in here.
Yeah.
And or
he'll be knocking.
Who knows? He'll be knocking and we'll hear it. But I guess while we're waiting on our Cheez-It Pizza to deliver, we got some headlines to go through. Some major ones this week are the fact that, of course, Disney Plus has finally released. It's finally launched.
And
streaming
it's
everywhere.
beautiful.
Yes.
It is fantastic. We had some launch day problems. Sean, you weren't too far from having to experience that on launch day, were you?
Oh, no, I did experience launch day problems.
Well, and with two little ones.
It happens to everybody.
I woke up at like 6-something in the morning and went ahead and signed up, while I was laying in bed on my phone. Signed up for it, and everything, as soon as I downloaded the app and signed up, it was running on my phone, and I was like, cool. So when I get the kids up, we'll be able to check out Disney Plus. So, the Roku downloaded the app real fast, and we started getting ready to watch it, and it wouldn't play. There was a connection error. So I started,
that darn Disney.
Googling it, and there was thousands of people on Twitter complaining about it. I think they said there was like 7,900 people that were tweeting about it, but they said most of the problems were on the East Coast, which I don't know why. But I guess they were all waking up at a different time.
Well, yeah, 6 a.m. over here is well different than 3 a.m. over at,
So
most people are probably asleep on the West Coast.
It was 3 or 4 hours before we could finally get it to stream on the Roku or any other thing other than your iPhone or iPad. It worked fine on those for some reason. I don't know. So it may have just been a Roku problem.
And not only that, but it could have also been a problem. I mean, you say 7,900, that seems like a big number. But then when Disney revealed the day after that they had 10 million subscribers already.
I'm saying 7,900 people were tweeting in anger. Yeah, I mean, that was just the people that went to Twitter. I'm sure there was a lot more people experiencing
no
problems.
doubt. But even then, if you exponentially grow that sample size into, hundreds of thousands, 10 million, that pales in comparison to 10 million.
Like Disney said, they projected a high number. They didn't project 10 million. So,
and I'll even give them a leeway there. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot.
That is.
For
that
day
is
one
crazy.
launch, that's insane.
And everybody has day one troubles. So, I mean, the fact that this was that massive is insane. And I think it's well worth it. I mean, I've enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely. I've enjoyed I got it for free because I have Verizon.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit biased, but all the content has been phenomenal. Just revisiting some of my, the past years of childhood and being able to see old Disney Channel original movies like
Gargoyles,
Horse Sense.
Well, that's one of the things about it, and we've all voiced our how we're videophiles and audiophiles. Like we love the way. We want to experience everything in the best quality possible.
Yes.
And one of the things that I've noticed is like even all of the old Disney, like the classics, the vault, movies, they're beautiful. Like they're better than, your Blu-ray. I mean, if you have it, because it's almost like, I don't know what it is, but they have like amped up the colors, and a lot of the stuff is in 4K HDR.
It's beautiful.
And, revisiting Pirates of the Caribbean in 4K HDR is awesome. And, the Star Wars is in UHD, so it's really cool getting to be able to see all of that stuff.
Right.
And I'm wanting to watch Tron because I think it's in 4K also.
Oh yes.
And I haven't got to that point yet, but we've definitely traversed almost all of the categories. The kids watch 10, 15 minutes of something and then want to watch something different.
Well,
so
of course, because now they've got.
I'm okay with that because I'm getting to see everything. But
well, not only that, but you're also it's like you're not having to pay for 15 different movies,
right?
And it's like no, you can switch through as much as you want.
My sister was trying to find like trying to show my nieces like all these amazing things, and they noticed the Air Buddies on there.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And one of them is about like the Super Buddies or whatever, and one of them was wearing a tiara. And my niece saw that and just said, "I want to watch the Queen Doggy." So they ended up having
Doggy.
So they had to end up watching like she wanted to watch some Disney classics. They ended up watching Super Buddies instead.
But wait, that does so Airbud's on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen them.
Yeah, the original
I'm gonna
Airbud's
go ahead and
great.
say like Super Buddies
man.
is pretty funny.
Is it?
No, my son's watched it 1,000
Oh,
times
yeah?
on Netflix.
Well, let's
But
remember
now
too
it
that
is
Sean,
very funny.
you also like Sour Patch Kid cereal.
I do.
Okay,
I do.
So,
I mean, after you watch it, 10 or 12 times in a row,
it starts to
get funny. You start.
Oh, of course, then you're
But
slap happy.
It's funny because it's bad.
Yes.
And it's I can't think of the dude's name, but he does the voice of the potato head.
No, it's not the
Don
potato head.
Rickles?
You're no, not Don Rickles. You're thinking of he does the voice of the pig. He's in Cheers.
The pig, and he does the voice of Mac in the Cars movies. He's in Super Buddies.
Ratzenberger?
Ratzenberger, is that it?
Something like that.
Maybe it is that
he's
one.
the little boy's grandpa.
Yeah,
I know
he's
that
in Cheers.
As soon as you hear his voice, you're just like,
That's
oh
the
god.
one where they go in space, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Well,
yeah, John Ratzenberger.
It's an alien one. Aliens give them superpowers.
Yeah.
They get like super collars,
Oh.
and it gives them powers.
Oh,
See, I know the whole damn movie.
Oh, I know.
know it.
No, my nieces and nephews
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's
But
just,
I want to watch
terrible.
the original
Yeah.
Airbud.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that one was actually good.
Oh, I love that one.
That was
Yeah.
the only one that was
I
good.
mean, when he's bringing the dog out with the pudding cups,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
man.
gosh, it gets me.
I know it
Yeah.
every time.
yeah.
But I will say that's not even the main topic of this
No.
week's headline. We love Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mandalorian's awesome.
But the
yeah.
big news, a new episode dropping
Tomorrow.
on
Yeah.
Friday. So the other big news, though, that came out just today, dropped today, finally on a day that we actually have the podcast versus the day after. So Netflix, who we've been giving grief for the last few months and also have been questioning whether or not it can really hold up to all these other
they have a few
streaming
tricks up their
services,
sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
have now struck a deal with Nickelodeon. So now,
How do you fight Disney? You bring back the old 90s war.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the old 90s war between Nickelodeon and Disney
Mhm.
is now prevalent and present again. So here we are in the future, almost into the 2020s,
And you got Disney fighting Nickelodeon.
and we're going back to the 90s. How
Yep.
about that? I mean,
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia
Yep.
wins.
So is that going to be Salute Your Shorts?
Oh,
That would be
and
a
Hey
good one.
Dude.
And Hey
Oh,
Dude.
yes.
That would be a
If
great
they
one.
bring back
Yeah.
even like segments of Stickily, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Well, they
I
already
mean-
did Rocko's Modern Life and Invader Zim on Netflix, and
Mhm.
apparently they've struck a deal for rebooted old shows and new shows. So there'll be some newer material on there too from
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. But they haven't announced anything of what they're going to do. But it would be interesting because we do know. I mean, Nickelodeon's been in the process of making a new Rugrats show. I don't know if that'll be on Netflix or just on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
I could see. I know Hey Arnold is a popular one.
Yeah, that's a big
I
one.
don't know about Doug
Rugrats,
because
of
there's
course.
there's
Doug,
rights
yes.
there's rights issues between Disney and Nickelodeon over Doug, so I don't know how that would work for that one. But I could see lots of definitely shows. I loved Hey Dude, that was one of my favorites.
Yes.
Salute Your Shorts.
There's a
Are
lot
You
of
Afraid of the Dark?
Legends
Yeah.
of the Hidden Temple.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many old Double Dare 2000, like these older
Now, this
shows.
even
that
says
I remember.
SpongeBob might,
Yeah, I don't care
it
about
says
that one.
SpongeBob. I don't care about that.
But
kids,
that's a
love
huge
SpongeBob.
show.
Kids do.
That's what
It
I'm
is a
saying.
massive show.
I mean,
yes.
that was like, I mean, Patrick's funny. I mean, I give him that.
well, that's just because he's played by Coach. What's his name?
Oh, I know Moon.
Yeah, M-O-O-N. That spells Moon.
Yep.
Oh,
But-
I love him.
But I do think, I will say, I think this is not only a valiant effort by Netflix, but I mean, here's the weird thing. It's kind of it's odd because Disney Plus is just getting started, just
Yeah.
ramping up. So 10
It's
million
already got 10
subscribers
million people. Yeah.
right out of the gate. I mean, they're looking to grow. Netflix has kind of steadily been on the same pace of getting new subscribers, but also we've already seen this year they've had quarters where they didn't meet their estimates.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in that sense alone, is it one of those situations where it's not necessarily a question of can Netflix rebound, but it's like, is this going to keep people who are already subscribing to Netflix? Is it going to keep them entertained enough to keep that subscription instead of tossing it out the window?
So yeah, I mean, for me, I was always going to keep Netflix. So no
That was
matter
never in question
no matter
anyway.
the loss of content that they lost with Disney or that they're going to lose over the next 100 and whatever days as Disney slowly pulls all their stuff off of there, like Netflix has been producing enough of their own original content for me to keep the service. So I was always going to keep it as long as they're doing their own stuff, especially their movies, because a lot of their movies are really, really good. And but this kind of thing adds value to it, especially for
yes.
family, especially for children.
Agreed.
So I think this kind of stuff is, Disney is really, most people, adults that get Disney are getting it for Marvel and Star Wars. I mean, most adults, not, I
Not
understand.
us.
I understand, Brandon likes to watch High School Musical and all that kind of stuff.
it just
but-
takes me back,
But Disney
It's a
Plus is
yesteryear.
mostly marketed for kids and families. And I think adding Nickelodeon and even more if they can strike other deals. With hell, they could. Who owns Cartoon Network?
Time Warner. Warner
I mean,
Brothers, yeah.
I'm saying there's no limit to Netflix's reach,
That's
really.
true. I mean, if you could get Johnny Bravo,
think about that.
Girls,
Warner Brothers,
Dexter's Laboratory,
Warner Brothers is making their own streaming service. That stuff could pop up on there.
No doubt.
Because they own it.
That's why they won't. They won't put it out to somebody like Netflix.
Because they're making their own streaming service.
Again, could they get to the point where they're like, okay, it's not good enough for us to have our own streaming service because nobody's going to pay because we're already seeing all of this content
depends on the
from other
content.
people.
Disney has enough content they can have their own streaming service.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, I think, might be able to do the same. Others places, not so much. I don't know. It really just depends on how massive the content is. And Disney benefits also from having Fox now too. There's things on Disney Plus that were Fox's. Avatar, Sound of Music,
Simpsons.
The Simpsons. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things on there that now that they have that much more.
I'm not gonna lie. The very first thing I sent y'all a screenshot that I checked out on Disney Plus was Avatar.
Yeah.
And the only reason was because I trash it all the time, and it was like I have not seen that movie.
You need to rewatch it.
I haven't seen
now
it
that you can in 4K
exactly.
HDR. Do
and
it.
I haven't seen it since it came out in theaters.
It's not in 4K on there.
Oh, it's not.
No, it just says HD.
But
it's the effects don't hold up that great.
They don't.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I noticed. The first thing I noticed was I was like,
they don't. I think Lord
even
of the
just
Rings,
the creature design, I was a little bit like, wow, like because it's so, it's not even rooted in he trying to create this whole world. It's not rooted in such a reality that it was like, it was just problematic.
I didn't. I mean,
oh no, I think.
Oh, somebody here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you think that's it?
Oh, no.
Check out there.
We might be getting some
Or is
Cheez-It pizza.
Is that my neighbor? He's just backing into his driveway. Uh-oh. I think
We need
that's
to
him.
Keep an ear open.
Pizza guy?
I think it's Pizza Guy.
Oh man, he got here quick.
I'm telling you, I knew we'd have it before the hour. Uh-oh.
Go get it.
Is he coming?
I think it's
All right,
him,
I'm
yeah.
putting it on the panning cam. I'm going to go get pizza.
Go get pizza.
Let's go get the pizza.
Go get pizza.
All right.
Keep the show going.
We're going.
We're going. Are you excited about
So,
this stuff pizza? This
I'm
Cheez-It
excited
stuff?
about the
Okay.
pizza, but yeah, we should probably talk about Disney or Netflix or something. I mean,
no, honestly, my opinion of both, because I mean, I never would have gotten rid of Netflix either, though I will admit that I think Netflix is the streaming service I use the least now. I actually use Hulu. I've been using Hulu more. But that's just because of specific shows I want to watch that are on Hulu.
Yeah.
I agree with you. The Netflix original stuff has kept me hooked.
oh, that was
man.
fast.
He booked
Dang,
it through
did he
there.
just leave it on the porch or something?
Oh man.
I got her when she was coming out of the car.
She was
It was a she.
Was she nice?
So it was a delivery
I
person.
asked her. All I said was, "Hey, how you doing?" She said, "I'm tired." So
Well, yeah, I mean,
She
I'm
had to
just
drive
like,
she
here
had a
for-
little. She had a wink in her eye.
I would be mad
saying.
if I drove to deliver that.
She's getting paid for it.
That little bitty
She
thing.
getting paid for it, and he gave her $2.
I guess.
He gave her. All right, so
So
hold on.
can we get that opened up? Because I
Yeah.
can smell it.
Oh my gosh, hold on. I can
I'm
show
about to
it
have a
on
heart
here.
attack.
It smells like Cheez-It.
Neil,
Oh my God! Yes,
It
It
it does.
smells like Cheez-Its.
Cheez-It pizza.
Oh, we better hope the TV
It's
doesn't
right
freeze
there.
up now.
Oh, open it. Let them see what it looks like.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh, it is. It's like 4 squares. They're
Oh.
shaped like Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
Oh.
And inside that is cheese and pepperoni.
Oh, we gotta hold on. We gotta get this out. I'm gonna divvy it out. Hold on. Wide shots up. Let's divvy out the plates. I got the plates down here, guys.
Get the plates.
Okay, here's plate. I got paper towels.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to drink.
I don't either.
Here's plates.
My
I got
coffee's
water.
cold. It's
Oh.
disgusting.
It's good.
Oh, here's a plate. Okay. So now, should I just?
We are somewhat civilized. We have
I
plates.
guess. Oh,
Somewhat.
should I take the first piece? I guess.
Go for it. Just pass the rock box around.
All right.
Take a piece. Get you some marinara.
Neil said he's turning it off.
He doesn't want to. Oh,
You
this
don't
one,
want to witness the
Nah,
greatness.
Listen to it tomorrow.
They're a
he
little
said.
burnt. I'm not gonna lie. This
Are
is
they?
they look a
Well,
little
it is
burnt.
pizza. I mean, it's
No, I think that's how they're supposed. Like that's how all the pictures look.
I'll pass the marinara.
I think it's
after you
kind of.
get
It's
your
probably a
all
little hard
square.
to. Oh man.
oh, I had a cold chill.
And I'm gonna cut it to mine.
Oh man.
Now nobody take a bite till we all got our piece. Okay.
I like it. It looks nice.
Hold on, but I gotta show it to the camera.
It does look.
This is.
It looks straight up like a cheese.
see
Turn to the
that?
other side. That
That's
is the
a-
less burnt side. Yeah,
big
the
old
side that
fat
looks
It's a
like
big
that.
old Cheez-It.
Yeah, look at that.
It is.
But if it's
Okay.
like made with like the Cheez-It.
Oh,
hold
they
on.
say this tastes like a Cheez-It. I don't know. I haven't had it yet.
Yeah.
Look at
Okay,
that.
there it is.
Look
I'm
at
gonna
that.
shut the box. So
Hold on, I'm
it's
gonna
nice
pour
warm.
out a little marinara on my
It
plate,
smells like a Cheez-It.
and then I'll give you all
Somebody's-
some marinara. Okay?
Somebody probably thinks this is boring.
No.
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 No,
This
it's
is
a
like
Cheez-It pizza.
People live on YouTube like doing
I got the
food
fat
stuff.
one. You all got.
Oh,
You
man.
got
Here.
the skinny one.
He did. He
Look at
got a
that.
big old fat
I
one.
don't want to get marinara
Puffy.
on the switcher. Okay, I can't get. All right,
Mm.
look at that. Hold on, Sean. I'm
Oh, you want to
cutting
see it
to you.
again?
Yeah.
There it is. Look at that big thick thing.
Look at that cheese.
Here you
It's like
go,
a
man.
pillow.
Now, what's in
yours.
this,
Like my
Keith? What
pillow.
were you saying?
It's cheese and
what's in-
pepperoni. You can get a plain cheese one,
Just a.
but
okay.
you can get cheese or
Well,
cheese
you
and
all
pepperoni.
let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
are
yeah.
y'all ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it without dip first.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
true.
telling
I
you.
dipped the
Here we go,
corner,
here we
but
go.
okay,
Okay,
here we
ready?
go. Take a bite.
Go.
Ooh. That tastes like a Cheez-It with pepperoni and cheese.
Well, I've never had a hot cheese it before.
It
so-
kind of tastes like a Hot Pocket,
Yeah.
but with cheese it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad,
No.
but it crumbles. It's not burnt.
No.
You're right.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna try it with a marinara.
I ain't getting no
Mm,
pepperoni.
marinara's good.
I ain't getting no pepperoni either.
Oh. It is good though. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
I mean, it's got that fake cheese taste of Cheez-Its that's
Mhm.
so addicting,
It's
but with cheese and
I don't. That's,
The pepperoni's all chopped up in there.
yeah,
It is, but
It's
it's
not-
not bad.
No,
It doesn't. It's not bad. It does. The Cheez-It crust
Mm-hmm.
does. It has a flavor of
Yeah.
Cheez-It, and it's
tastes
really
like
good, and it
Cheez-It.
crumbles
Mhm.
beautifully in your mouth.
Yeah.
I will say that.
It's like eating a Cheez-It with cheese and pepperoni.
It is.
That's what it is.
It's not bad.
I like it.
That's a good snack.
It's,
I mean, I wouldn't make I would order this if I was having like a Super Bowl party or something. I don't know if I would make like
yeah, I mean, this
you
is
have to
something-
order it with pizza or
Yeah.
something. Like it's not really a meal, but
Yep.
This is something they would sell in like the frozen food section as a snack for like Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
that's
And
good.
you can make them for that. So I mean, well, out of 4 stars, what would
Mm.
y'all give the Cheez-Its?
I'm saying 2.5.
That's what
Yeah.
I was on the same page.
Yeah.
I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
It ain't a Cheez-It. It's not as good as a Cheez-Its. And it ain't as good as pizza. It's right in the middle.
It's no, it's good for like
I'd rather order
It's
a
a good
cheese
party food.
pizza
Mm-hmm.
and
throw
put
Cheez-Its
Cheez-Its
on
on
it.
That's what I'd rather
Yeah.
do. I feel
Yeah.
like that would be better.
I would like to have a
I like it.
pizza where the crust is Cheez-It.
yeah.
Just Cheez-It crust.
Or like Cheez-Its in the crust.
Or just Cheez-It crust. So there's one left.
That's Keith. Keith, you bought it.
Yeah, you
You
bought it.
bought it, Keith.
There you go. You've
That's
been
all
sick.
yours.
I thought you were gonna
deserve
pay
it.
for it though.
Okay, all right, yeah. I'll pay.
He's trying to get out of paying for it.
Then I'll eat it.
Because then
I'll eat
later Keith would have been like, "You're
Yeah.
gonna pay me back." He's like, "Well, you ate 2."
You
Yeah,
ate 2.
yeah.
Well, then now,
Yeah.
all right, I can't
you wanna
host the
split
show for
difference?
the,
You wanna
here,
split the difference? Here we go. You
right.
can just pay me for half.
I'll pay you half. Okay, that's fine.
You
I
want
mean,
some?
it's not
No, I'm
bad.
good.
Okay.
You don't want the quarter?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, all right. Sean's like, I paid enough for this.
No. That was good. All right, so you want to get back on topic?
Yeah.
Netflix. And
Nickelodeon.
nostalgia.
If Netflix starts selling pizza, they're gonna win.
That'd be-
That's what they got to do. They literally are going to make like the home movie,
Yeah.
and it'll literally be popcorn and pizza delivered
Yeah.
to your house
Mm-hmm.
for a subscription service.
What I was, yeah.
It'll just know.
It's not gonna be Netflix and chill. It's gonna be Netflix and fill. It's just gonna like pump you full of food while you're
I'm
Just
telling
trying
watching
to leave a little bit of that cheesy
4D
stuff that cheese is
TV.
It'll literally be like they know when you're sitting down
Yeah.
and you're watching a movie, and after you're an hour in, they automatically have these sensors that are like deliver a pizza,
Yeah.
and it just shows
Now's
up
the
and
time.
it knows what you want.
Yep.
You already have it baked into your account,
Mm.
and then boom, they're on their way delivering you a pizza in the middle of the movie.
I'm telling you,
That's the way
Yeah.
of the
that's a
future.
good deal.
The way of the
Way
future.
of the future.
The way of the future. It wasn't bad.
All right.
It wasn't bad though.
No. Netflix
So-
and Disney. Now, I was telling Sean when you got to get the pizza though that I agree. I wouldn't just get rid of Netflix.
It's right back into it.
That's right.
Yeah, well, you
We're
gotta
done. That
get
was a
back
little
into
snack.
it.
We're done.
I wouldn't get rid of Netflix, but it is the one I use the least out of all my streaming services. So I guess that's kind of telling as
You're
well.
saying you wouldn't kick Netflix out of the bed for eating cake?
No.
Okay.
I will say I agree with Keith though. It is definitely the one service now after Disney Plus and after seeing so many things. But here's the thing. That's why I think the Nickelodeon deal is so huge.
That might reel me back in a
because
little.
there's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much on Disney Plus that I've watched, and most of what I've watched so far is just taking me back to what I grew up with.
Nostalgia
Yeah,
kick.
it's
Yeah.
And so, because of that nostalgia kick, if Netflix can add value by adding some of those same programs that I grew up with, because I was primarily a Nickelodeon kid
Yeah.
up until I was like preteen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I switched to Disney because it had like Boy Meets World,
Mm-hmm.
and other shows that
Well,
related
you went
to.
through puberty, and Disney had all the hot girls.
That's true.
That's true.
There wasn't many hot girls
come
on
on.
Nickelodeon.
Hillary Duff.
And Christy Carlson Romano.
Christy Carlson Romano,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would take that
Hell,
over Cheez-It Pizza.
Even
any
Lindsay
day.
Lohan back then. I mean, not now, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a clue?
Pre-psychotic episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. I mean, they had that content.
Yeah.
For me, you know, I mean, I was in both arenas. I was
what do
in
you-
both
I know.
arenas.
What do you
And
do?
so with Netflix, but that's the thing. I'm one of those until they start cracking down on this password stuff.
Yep.
I
Yep.
have both subscriptions, and I get like Verizon gives Disney Plus to me free for the next year,
And then you
Yeah.
get
and I've got
Netflix from your
Netflix for my
parents.
parents. So,
Yeah.
I'm
So you
kind
don't
of in
pay
that
for
boat where
that.
It's like I'll take the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to seeing the content from Nickelodeon on Netflix, particularly because I'm all on this nostalgia kick right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, if Salute Your Shorts or Hey Dude pops up there, of course I'll be streaming that on Netflix. I would love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's just
So Netflix isn't quite out of the game yet.
No.
They're still fighting.
they're pulling
They
punches right
came
now.
out swinging. Yep.
It's like
are.
after all we've talked about, who has cable? Like,
No.
what's that?
Yeah,
You
people
know,
who
they
are
gotta
paying
be
way
dying.
too much.
I mean, they got to be dying.
Their
I
cord
mean, they
cutters
do.
are everywhere, and I'm telling
yeah.
you, cable, and I mean that's why
It's
people who are on
dying.
cable are trying to find ways out. That's why Nickelodeon is making
Well, heck,
deals.
you
like
have so many
this.
streaming services now, and people even use that. Sling TV, View, which is dying. I don't know if you saw that View is no longer going to be a thing in 2020.
I did not. That's breaking
Oh,
news
really?
to me.
No, I didn't
Oh,
know
really?
that either.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I didn't know this.
Kyle sent me that because
Oh,
I use
wow.
View, and I'll
Yes.
probably jump over to Sling instead. But I mean,
well,
I
not
have
only that,
enjoyed
but
View.
PlayStation View was hugely successful
Sling
for a
is
while.
cheaper. Why wouldn't you just go to Hulu Live?
Because I looked at Hulu and Sling, and
Sling's
Sling
cheaper,
kinda-
but Hulu has like all the channels that cable has.
I'll look
and
into
stuff.
it. I'll look into it because
It's
I
like,
already have.
It's like
Hulu.
YouTube TV,
Okay.
but you have like
I will definitely look into Hulu
you have
Live
live and DVR and all that kind of
But
stuff.
I love View. I mean, I love it, actually, and it works perfectly. So I was kind of saddened to hear that.
Well, that's the thing. Most of the people that I knew had View. They actually, it was kind of a third-party part of PlayStation that I
Yeah.
thought was doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And I'd seen advertisements for it, and I heard a lot of people who had it, and basically just because they had a PlayStation.
Yeah.
And it's you're talking about 100+ million people out there who I think have access to it. And I
Yeah.
thought it was just kind of one that they catered to it.
I might have to do it on my phone.
Okay.
Oh,
trying
are
to
you
pull
looking
up
up?
the article that he sent me?
Because I am very surprised by that. I did not know that they were dropping that in 2020. That's actually pretty.
That's when the PS5 is coming out.
Maybe they were putting all their focus into VR.
Yeah.
But all I can say is
January 30th, 2020.
wow, that's coming
Yeah.
up soon. They're just dropping it completely.
Wow.
They're just like completely
Yeah.
like they're jumping out of the game entirely.
It says,
Wow.
It says, today we are announcing that we will shut down the PlayStation View service on January 30th, 2020. John Codera, Deputy President, Sony Entertainment, states in PlayStation blog post announcing the end of the service. Unfortunately, the highly competitive pay... it cut off. He didn't send me the whole article. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. Unfortunately, the highly competitive pay TV industry with expensive content and network deals has been slower to change than we expected. Because of this, we have decided to remain focused on our core gaming. But so basically, it cost them more to
Yeah.
produce it. They were hoping to get better deals.
They were
throughout
hoping
time,
that,
and
yeah.
it didn't work out.
And I'm
that
fine
way.
with that.
Yeah.
The fact that they're saying we're going to focus on core gamer
Yep.
and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, that's what I want from the
From them.
from the
Yeah.
next PlayStation
I'm
too,
glad they
rather
tried
than
it.
pump more money into
I'm
that.
glad they dipped their
I mean,
toe
it
in
was
that
a
water.
great service,
Yeah.
but yeah, if it's costing them more than they can afford, I
Yeah.
understand. I mean, it stinks, but it's not really their fault.
Yeah.
And they're basically saying, yeah, look, okay, we tried this. It was a market that we thought would be successful and lucrative, but it's turned out to it
Yeah.
won't be. So we're stepping back.
Yeah.
And we're not going to
I
put
mean,
our
that's
resources
more
there.
money they can spend getting exclusives for the next PlayStation, more game exclusives.
Yep.
Because I mean, that's ultimately when the Xbox One and all that came out. It was kind of like, yeah, it's a media
you should,
center.
you should
and
just
yeah,
play
you
our
can-
multimedia right now because
Yeah.
this basically is
Oh
our
my
multimedia.
gosh! You're right. You're
This
right.
is basically our multimedia
Well,
segment.
we'll go with our original thing.
Oh, we should. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we just go right into our?
Go run for it. Do
Okay.
it.
Let's get into multimedia.
Multimedia.
Still on the air.
You always forget this.
Yeah.
Every week.
You're not supposed to talk.
Every week we do this.
You used to mute it because we used to be able to talk during it.
Never during our unique weekly segments. I always keep the mics open.
Well, I'm never going to shut up. You might as well mute it.
That's right. That's right.
I thought you were going to say something about the Cheez-It Pizza again.
So what are we talking about this week? Obviously not PlayStation versus Xbox.
We're not.
No.
We're not going to get into that. That's for the holiday wars for all these other people out there.
Yeah.
No. What we're getting into this week, because we're fast approaching, of course, Thanksgiving and the holiday rush with Black Friday. Now, we've talked about Black Friday before, and we talked about, oh, no, you are giving me that look.
I'm giving you, because you changed it.
What? No, I didn't.
We were going to talk about the app delivery services.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did change it.
That's all right. That's all right.
He forgets things.
He forgets things.
See, I forget.
Got his belly full, and then...
Yeah, and Keith, talking during it. Now I'm screwing it up. So it's just one thing after another.
You just pick.
We're going to pick. We're going to do the app delivery service. Because, look, Black Friday's approaching. You use all these delivery services.
Yes. Just roll with that.
That's exactly what it is. You need delivery services.
Amazon delivers. Because deliver on Sundays.
Yeah, you're stuck in your house. You need people to bring you stuff.
But you know who else delivers? Postmates.
And Grubhub.
Yeah.
So are you going to use any one of those services on Thanksgiving to get your turkey?
No, but I bet they have Black Friday deals. Use us on Black Friday, and we'll give you one. I bet they do.
I love how he did that. He tied it in.
I'm just saying. I guarantee they do.
No doubt.
Which, if you think about it, I mean, years and years and years and many years ago, you had to, get on the phone. You had to talk to somebody. You had to wait on hold or whatever until Pizza Hut decided to answer, and then. And I mean, now you ordered a pizza in about 45 seconds, and it was here in about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's so many apps and things like that where it's just like, I think I want Taco Bell, so I'm gonna I'm gonna have this person deliver me some Taco Bell.
It's like pizza and Chinese were like the only two things you could have
deliver. Yeah.
If you wanted Taco Bell or you wanted,
you had to get your butt out of the house and go wait in line.
Or say you wanted some Texas Roadhouse, you got dressed and went and sat down. I mean, or you could get carry out, but it's dine in mostly or carry out.
Yeah.
But now you can just get on Grubhub or Postmates and they bring the
thing.
Texas Roadhouse to you.
Pizza and Chinese are still competitively priced regarding those other things.
True.
Like, for instance, if you're going to pay for Taco Bell through Grubhub or through
it's going to cost you more.
You're going to pay like $16.
That's understandable.
The tax and the delivery fee. You want me to tell you what the total of that was? It was a $6 pizza. We paid $14.67 for it.
Now I know why you want to split.
Because that's
tax
because tax, delivery, and tip.
Yeah,
wow.
You're right.
So it adds up.
It adds up. Don't get me wrong. But a pizza, if you order 2 large pizzas, and usually you can get a pretty decent deal, they have specials all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's ridiculous they call them specials because I'm like, you should just list them for this. You have a special all the time that's like, 1 large pizza for $10.
It's not like, a special. It's just to fool you into thinking you're getting a deal.
Exactly. So I'm sitting here, and it's like, but the fact is if you order something that'll feed your whole family, and it can get there, and you can get it for $30.
I paid $14 for this. That's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy.
Sorry.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. $14 wouldn't have been worth it for that. But if we had ordered a large pizza, we probably would have paid $5 more. Would have been $20, but we'd each have 3-4 pieces of pizza.
Yeah.
Whereas, for this, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
But you're doing the exact same thing if you do like a Grubhub or a Postmates.
But some Postmates
like
offers free delivery on certain things, and they have where you could sign up at a cost. Like it's a membership. You pay like a
subscription,
and you get everything. Free delivery, unlimited, but you still have to pay tip. But they offer Papa John's for free, so instead of paying a delivery fee with Papa John's, you can just order it. You could order it through Postmates.
They go and pick it up, so it's like you're picking up. We've talked about that before, haven't we?
Because I always wondered, it's like, why would you order pizza through a delivery service when you could just order the pizza delivered? But now it makes sense with Postmates. It's like, well, it's a little bit cheaper there because they don't charge you the delivery fee.
I mean, it's not even that. If you're really getting into that kind of stuff, it's not just food. Like, I mean, let's just say you're at home and your printer runs out of paper. I mean, for God's sakes, you can pay somebody to go get your freaking printer paper.
They have
bring
groceries
to you. It's just
now.
Like, Kroger's delivering groceries now.
Yeah, I think Grubhub and Postmates both have a grocery service now.
Well, trust me, I've looked at Amazon Fresh, but it's only available in California.
Yeah,
and it is.
Of course
You buy Amazon. You buy groceries
you can get
on
Amazon Pantry here. Like you can order your cleaning supplies and your toilet paper and all that kind of stuff. But it's just like, man, like, are people are people leaving the house anymore to do this
No.
stuff, or is it just?
I told you the Wally, the
Crazy.
future, the big fat people in the chairs.
Yeah,
That's going to be
that's
us
the
in the
truth.
future.
Yeah.
Well, if we keep eating this cheese and pizza, we don't leave the house.
Like Wally's got it pegged. They saw
Yeah.
the future.
That's right, and you can watch that on Disney Plus.
Yes, you can.
Yep.
But no, I do think, I don't know. To me, it's a convenience factor mixed with, understanding what a limit needs. Like, for instance, there are some days where it's like, I actually do want to get out of the house.
Yeah.
And I hate staying in here. And then, so it's like, I want to get out and I want to go do something, even if it is going to the grocery.
Yeah.
But then there's times too where it's like, I don't mind going to the grocery, or like, I don't mind going to Best Buy and picking up. I hate it because it is so expensive. I'd rather do Amazon, but I like going and looking at certain things like a TV or something that's technology based. I hate grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Can't stand it. I hate clothes
We
shopping.
do click list like
And-
every week.
Exactly.
But
And
we
so
still go and pick it up. Like
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah.
I mean, they might be bringing it out to the car and everything, but
It's
it's
the
like
same.
I even get out and I load the stuff myself. Like
And help
usually
'em.
they try to help you, but I'm like I try to grab the bags and stuff because I want to put it in there a certain way and
Right.
all that. But I mean, it's like at least you're getting out of the house to go do it. I just did half of my Christmas shopping today
On Amazon.
on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like.
But I mean, that's the thing is it's online.
And it's going to be here tomorrow.
Yes,
Like, I mean,
and it'll
it's
be
just like
done.
I didn't even have to get out and put any thought or anything into it. I just clicked and
Well, and that's why it's
Done.
kind of funny that Black
That sounds
Friday
so terrible. I
is
don't even
still,
think about the gifts.
I mean, I have to just like
Uh,
you can get on Amazon and say gifts for dad, and
Yes.
it pulls up all the
Our
stuff,
family,
and I'm just like, it's
my
crazy.
family does that. My mom and dad are just like, "Hey, we need your list," and it's like, "Okay, we'll get on Amazon and you create
Make a list. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
sent
then
my
you
mom
send
a
it
list
to
for
them.
the kids today. I was
Yeah.
like, here's some of the stuff that you can get them, and it's just like here's a wish list, and all they got to do is add it to cart, and it's done. It's like it takes all the fun out of it. To me,
Sometimes. Because this is the argument we had last year with Black Friday as far as like
Yeah.
waiting in lines, or is it too much now that they open up on Thanksgiving at like 8
Oh, yeah.
p.m.? But even all that aside, it's like where the thrill was that I got out of going on Black Friday, it's like now I kind of have that thrill of being able to sit around and like I could be sitting there joking around having a Christmas party, and at the same time while we're all just chit-chatting or whatever,
Catch that
You're still
latest
catching
deal.
the deal.
yeah, you're getting that latest deal, but you're also getting stuff done, and you're not having to go out and shop for it and
Yeah.
use that time to just spend with your friends. Now, granted, you could sit there and be like, you're still on the phone with your friends.
Yeah.
But when are we not? But the thing is I think it takes some of again, it's that balance of convenience versus, whether or not it is becoming a hindrance
Yeah.
to, social, having that social culture that we want to,
Yeah.
keep up, but also, when how can you find time where we used to have to set aside a huge amount of time for all those different things? It's like now we've condensed it. So my question is, okay, if you do have that designated amount of time now that you don't have taking up with grocery shopping, or you can get it done while you're watching your favorite movie, you can just do a click list right there.
Yeah.
It's like with all that saved time, what do you do with it? That's the bigger question. Then are you consuming more content on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
eating all of that food you just got on click list and getting bigger? Or are you actually going out and spending time with your family and friends doing something else that you
Yeah.
love to do with them? Because that really, I think, is the bigger question. Not that we've had these modern advances that have helped us, but how do we use that time now that is given to us back from advancing in that way? So what about you all?
I like delivery services.
I do too. Yeah. No, it's kind of funny. The other night we're sitting on the couch, my wife and I, and we're watching TV, and I think we were watching the U of L basketball game, and it's just like she needs a new pair of earbuds.
Boom,
for
right
running.
there.
And I'm like, did you order you some earbuds yet? And she's like, no, I haven't done it. So I'm on Amazon on my phone, and I send it to her, and I'm like, here's a pair. It's good. They're cheap or whatever, and they're gonna work for running and all that. So I send it to her, and I'm like, did you get my text? And she's like, I already bought them. Like, I mean,
What?
15
Right.
seconds
Yeah.
later, she had already bought them on Amazon. Like, I mean, she got the text, hit add to cart, pay, done. And it was just like,
Done.
well, okay.
Yep.
Like, I mean,
And
we
that's
didn't even
the-
talk about it. Yeah, I already got them. If I don't like them, I'll send them back. That's another thing. It's just like, Yeah, I mean, there's no...
Amazon's like Walmart.
Yeah.
They'll take anything back.
No joke. No joke.
Well, and they know they have to
Yeah.
compete because
Yeah.
they know that if they offer that,
Crap
that's
in a
one
box
more
and
reason.
send it back to Amazon. It's like, these are the headphones you sent me.
I did watch a video on that, and they actually have, and this is something kind of scary, maybe for a huge topic another time, but like social credit.
Yeah.
And we're getting to a point in our society where it's not just credit cards you pay with money, but now it's like social credit in terms of like all these sites that you're a part of, whether it's Facebook or other social media or, Amazon. It's like you now have like this credit score as to how decent a human being you are. And so it's like in a weird way, you're kind of...
That is deep, but
I mean, in a weird way,
I get
it's
it.
like, yeah.
It's like if you're a jerk to Amazon constantly, it's like they don't want to help you out. And I mean, I get it. It's
and if
like,
they're keeping track of you sending back a bunch of crap in a box, and it's literally...
They know it's like, oh, well, this guy's just trying to pull one over on us.
And I see the opposite. I see Amazon and other sites, like we were over at Brian's, and it's just like he ordered a cigar cutter, and they sent him the wrong thing, and he called, and they just said, well, keep that one, and we'll refund you the money.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like the only reason they did that is not because they messed up. It's because they don't want Brian to get on Facebook and blast them about sending the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
Amazon is the same way. They're kind of like, it's worth more to just tell you to forget about that, and we'll refund you that $25 you spent on this movie or whatever. And it's worth more to give you $25 than it is to deal with a bad customer review.
No doubt.
Bad
Early
word of mouth
on.
spreads.
Yes,
It spreads.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think what they're saying is Amazon is they're willing to do that up front. But it's like if they start to notice that you're a person who's constantly sending stuff back just to get stuff, because most of the time that's what happens. You send something back, and then almost immediately you're told, just keep it.
Yeah.
Just keep that. We'll send you a refund, or we'll get you a new one.
But there are people
And
that
they
try
want-
to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Right.
No,
Yeah.
well, Amazon's just going to let me keep it.
And if they do take advantage of that, Amazon is now kind of taking note of who is doing that, and they will ding you, and they'll ding your credibility and also keep you from returning things. Now, obviously, that has to get to a pretty ridiculous extent.
Yeah.
But the fact is of course,
See, I've gotten
most
to
places,
on Amazon, like I've made a bunch of purchases and forgotten to leave feedback or
Yes.
write reviews or
And
whatever.
they'll ask for
and
that.
so they'll do it, and I'm just like, well, I'm going to be honest. The cable you sent me went bad 3 weeks after I bought it, so I'm going to give it a 2-star review. And it's like the next day,
instantly,
I'm getting like, hey, we're sorry about
a
that.
phone call.
Would you?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's usually just an email. It's like, hey, we saw the 2-star review. Can we send you 2 cables and you change that review? And I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, of course I'm going to do it.
And most people be like, well, they're selling out. And I'm like, yeah, they're trying to get your business back.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I'm all for that. If
Yeah.
they know, the fact is when they mark up a price and people will be like, oh, they just want you to pay more for that. I'm like, yeah, because there's other people out there who, when they get a bum deal, it's like they'll send me 2 free ones, even if I am somebody who got, if I'm enjoying life and I got the product I wanted and it's doing me great, perfect.
Right.
I'm not going to complain
I'll leave
about
an
it.
honest review.
The
if
blinds
it's
that are
good.
sitting there right behind you
Yeah.
had so much trouble with those.
Yeah, they look
and I
good now.
did. I'd sent a bad review in, and the guy contacted me immediately and was like, just keep the old blinds. It's not worth us going through the restocking price and having to repackage them and all that. He said, just keep those. We'll send you the right size. And he made sure it was done almost immediately. And
Yeah.
it was like overnighted.
Yeah.
And I was really appreciative. And it was because I left a bad review. And they got back with me, and I did. I changed my review. I'm like, if you're going to treat me right at the end of the day, then absolutely.
How'd
I'm
that
not gonna have-
Airbnb review ever go?
Oh.
Yeah, I do have something wrong with Airbnb. Because apparently 30 days is their limit from when you can write a review. Trust me, that stay is something I won't forget for a lifetime, okay? So I don't know why you're restricting me to a 30-day limit to forget
Well,
about a review that I definitely
guess they
will.
figure
I'm
if it
gonna
was-
side with them and say if it was that bad, you should have
Reviewed
gotten
it
on them
early.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I know
mean
that's their
like
argument.
people that eat the whole meal and then they're like, "That was terrible. I didn't like
Here's
that
the
steak."
thing.
And it's like,
I
well,
want my
where'd it
money
go?
back.
Because of our stay in that horrid place, I had an ear infection, and then I went to work, and then I got my eye hit a freaking piece of shrapnel back in my eye.
What's that got to do with your?
Meaning I was
He was
blind,
incapacitated for
and
a
I
month.
was deaf for a month,
Okay.
for literally 3 weeks. And on the day
jeez.
that they said it would expire, I was keeping track. I got on there to write my review, and they said this window's already closed. And I was pissed because it was the day
Yeah.
that they said I had up until that point
Yeah.
to write a review.
Right.
So all I'm saying is I think they should allow you. And I even wrote them. I wrote them an email, and I contacted customer service, and I was like, hey, here's what's happened. if you could give me the chance to, and they said, we're sorry, but under our terms and conditions and agreement, it's like, this is why we stand by this rule and blah. Try to be all, nice. And I was like, screw you all. I was like, I already explained to you why I needed the extra time. I literally have the review written. Mm-hmm. I'm literally going to post it right now. Just need you to open up this window for another few hours. I want to see if I can
find her again on Airbnb and see if she what other reviews.
She's probably under a different name now.
Yeah,
she didn't go by the same name twice and a different picture.
She's Nancy now.
All right, but though I think look, ordering ways have changed. Okay, ordering ways.
The times they are a changing.
They are, and that's why you can get Cheez-It Pizza while you're doing a live show.
That's true.
And we're streaming all this over there. It's technology's amazing.
Technology.
Yeah. So if we were giving Pizza Hut a review right now,
well, they did their job
for their service and the freshness of the meal and all that.
4 out of 4 stars.
Yeah. 4 out of 4.
They did their job.
All right.
They did their job
on this time. I mean, I'm not
this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, now we ain't getting anything for free. So if you would have said 2, then maybe we would have got another Cheez-It Pizza for free.
Well, I'm not gonna lie.
maybe now they'll be like, thanks for your glowing review. Here's free pizza.
Maybe.
Maybe they'll be our sponsor.
Whoa! Red and Black. I'm just saying. Hey,
true.
Let's just say, throw it out there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's gonna wrap it up for another episode here on the Red Moon Podcast. As always, thank you for joining us. But if somebody had a comment about our show, and maybe wanted to leave us a review.
Yeah. Well, what if somebody wanted to send us a review of their idea of stuffed Cheez-It Pizza?
Yeah, what if they order it and they think,
I know for a fact Neil is going to be ordering that.
And I know he's going to write
I don't know if they
review.
have a Pizza Hut near him.
He said there's not many around, but he'll get there.
He will find a way to get one. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if he really wanted to get one and then send us his review.
Email, maybe?
Yeah, I think that would work.
Is that still a thing?
It is. Well,
I was just saying,
for a
this
little
modern
while.
age.
For a little while, yeah.
It is. And Sean, it's like, it's right
on there?
Yeah.
Oh, like RMPodcast at redmoonproductions.com.
That was beautiful.
Was it? Did I do good?
Not really. It was way
way off. Okay.
But Keith, let's see if you could do better.
Can I do better right there?
Right there. Nope. Right there.
Right here?
Yep.
Right.
Try it.
Can I poke it?
Yeah. Keep poking
it
down lower.
It doesn't move though.
Did it get right there?
It's not alive.
Nope, you're not tickling it. Okay, well, RMPodcast at redmoonproductions.com. That's right. Email us there. Tell us all your thoughts, your comments, concerns, and criticisms. Until next time, guys, I am one of your hosts, Brandon Davidson, alongside our normal new host,
Sean Sebastian.
And
Keith Cheatham.
So until next time, we will
see you at the movies. No, forget it.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. For more reviews, previous podcast shows, and everything Red Moon, visit our website, redmoonproductions.com. You can also like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for Red Moon Productions, LLC. We'll see you at the movies.